This video was created for a Math 97 course that is based on a textbook. And if you're watching this because you missed class, you may want to go from the course document section in our Blackboard course, download the course schedule and the homework assignment list. Those are the red things I have listed here. I handed those out in class. So before the course, hopefully you got the necessary materials, which means you need the book that comes with an ALEKS code, or somehow get an ALEKS code as well as the book. What they sell in the bookstore, it's all put together. I would encourage you to get a 3-ring binder and notebook paper, or some sorts of folders to keep your materials organized. Also, arrange your schedule so that you have enough time to attend class and do homework. And if you have a job or you have family commitments, that your schedule is going to work, that your employer knows you're taking a class and doesn't change your schedule. Same with family members, having their support is very helpful. So during the course, what I suggest is that before we have a lecture, you look at the schedule and see what we're going to be talking about and read through it. You may just skim through it at this point so that you're familiar with it a little bit. Attend every class and try to be on time, bring the materials you need. If you can't make it to class, there will be resources online to help you catch up, but that's your responsibility then. If you miss class, you need to go online and figure out what you missed. Encourage you to take notes. When the instructor's talking, when I'm talking, things may make sense. Later, will it make as much sense? So take some notes. I realize some people that's very distracting for them to take notes. So I will have PowerPoints of everything in Blackboard. You can go back and look at it again. So if you don't take notes in class and you forgot something and you said, I know she said something about that, you can go back and look at it. The other thing I encourage you to do in any class is if the instructor writes on the board, you can take your phone and take a picture of what was written on the board. If I go to erase something, feel free to say, wait. Please let me take a picture of it if you want to take a picture of the notes on the board. The other thing you need to do in class is ask questions. If I'm saying something and it just didn't make sense to you, don't be afraid to say, I don't really understand what you're saying, or could you say that again? I tend to talk really fast, so if you need me to slow down, raise your hand and say, Barb or Dr. B, would you please slow down? Or would you say that again? So after class, read it again and pay special attention to the tip boxes, the summary section, and avoiding mistakes. The tip boxes are like this. This is in our first unit in 1.7. It says to simplify square roots, it's advisable to become familiar with this. So that's a tip that those are things you should probably look at and pay attention to. You may want to copy those down or put a sticky note in your book so that you go back and look at it if you aren't familiar with those things, if you aren't used to those things. Summary sections. In most sections, whatever they're talking about, they give you a rundown, a quick summary of it. So here's the order of operations. This is what some people call PEMDAS or GEMDAS, and it gives you all the pieces of that. Finally, there's an avoiding mistakes box. It's this brownish looking marker, and it tells you that, it says like in this one, in example 6b above, so they're talking about this problem here. People often make the mistake. There's 2 operations performed. You want to take the absolute value of negative 12, which is 12, and then determine the opposite of it. So it will highlight things that people typically miss. Pay attention to those kinds of things. After you read an example, try the accompanying skill practice problem. Don't just rush through all the reading and say, I'll do my homework later. While you're reading about it, try the skill practice. This is a skill practice. Notice the answers will appear over on the side here. So after you read the example, then practice those, and don't look at the answers until you've already practiced those. I know some people have a sticky note handy, and when they flip the page in their textbook, they cover up the answers with their sticky note so they aren't tempted to just look at the answers before they figured it out. Do homework every day. I know some people can't do that. They save everything for the weekend because they're working full-time or whatever. But even if you look at it, there's research that shows particularly for math, your brain does better if it's spaced out. Your brain needs time to compress the information and make sense of it. I know a lot of people wait till just before the test to cram, and that doesn't give your brain the time for it to settle in. So try and do homework every day or every other day, even if it's just a little bit. And as you're going, if you're doing the textbook homework, check your homework with the answers that are supplied in the back of the text. So all the odd problems, the answers are in the back of the text. So don't just do all your homework and you did it all wrong, so you didn't really learn anything. Check your answers. If they're wrong, then do something with it. Don't just fix them. Be sure to do the vocabulary and key concept exercises. These aren't always assigned, but at the beginning of every set of exercises, or which is your practice homework, there are key concepts and vocabulary. These will be helpful for your unit summary assignment. So for each unit, you're going to do a summary, and it's basically this stuff. This is the definition of integers. Those are integers. So all of these things are part of your vocabulary and give some of the concepts that you're going to want in your unit summary. The problem recognition exercises are located in all chapters. What they do is they mix them up, because like you'll get homework on adding integers. Then you'll get homework on subtracting integers. Then you'll get homework on, so those are all separate, and it really helps to have them mixed up, because on the test, we're not going to put everything in the right order. And next semester, when you're expected to remember this stuff, it's going to be all mixed up. It's not going to be laid out so that you are trained to do something in a certain order. Another suggestion is to form a study group with fellow students and exchange phone numbers, maybe set a time to get together on Zoom or Google Meets and talk about homework. If you want to go to the online tutoring, so Math Prep and Learning Lab online tutoring, you could say let's all three go tonight at 7. No, they close at 7. So pick a time when they're still open. I'm trying to remember when they're open. Pick a time that they're open, and we're going to meet in the Zoom room and tell the tutor we're coming together. Can you set aside a chat room for us and we can work together? And for sections where calculators are allowed, this is not assigned, but you might want to read the calculator connection section so that you learn how to use your calculator. Some of you are great with a calculator. Some students I've had do everything by hand because they've never learned to use a calculator. So take advantage of those sections in the book also. And if you don't understand something, ask for help. Don't just move on until you've really understood it.